Hi guys, I'm Cara from Cara Lee Ford Ceramics. Glazes that merge and mingle are beautiful, and it's often what we as potters are trying to achieve. But this often comes with the risk of drips going too far and sticking your pots to the kiln shelf. My last batch of pots to come out of the kiln had lots of glaze drips. I'd say about 25% of them had some kind of running. I have lost many pots and kiln shelves over the years through runny glazes, but not anymore. Of the 25% of pots that had glaze runs on this batch, I managed to save all of them from the bin. And I'm going to show you how I do that in this video. First up, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any more helpful videos like this one. First up, and probably most important, you want to use kiln cookies underneath all your pots in all your firings if you use drippy glazes. These are simply thin wafers of clay which sit under each pot. They'll save 99% of your pots from death by runny glazes. Not to mention save you from ruining your expensive kiln shelves. I created a tutorial for my Patreon Pottery Club about how to make kiln cookies. It's super simple, super quick, and you can use them again and again and again. I'll link to that here. If you do get a major drip, the kiln cookie will catch it, like it has on this bowl. The cookie is designed to be sacrificial, which just means that it can easily snap off. And then I can go about the process of cleaning up the base. If you struggle to snap it off with your bare hands, then a flathead screwdriver will help. You might want to wear gloves and eye protection whilst doing this. Be very, very careful. Sharp edges of glaze is essentially glass and can cut you very easily. Ask me how I know. Small shards can fly off too, and you want to keep both eyes. Okay, so now I'm going to use a diamond core sanding disc. These are pretty expensive, but they're very effective and last a really long time. This one comes with a sticky pad on the reverse, which means you can then stick it to a bat, which turns your wheel into a very efficient sanding machine. I'll use a wet chamois leather underneath the bat so it stays in place on the wheel head whilst it's spinning. You can also use bat pins if you have them, or a disc of wet clay. You want to have a tub of water and a sponge handy. You always want to wet sand pottery. Never sand your pottery dry, as this creates lots of dust, which is very bad for you. Keeping the bat wet and the pot wet catches all that dust and means it's safe. You want the wheel to be spinning fast. You don't need to press down very hard. You just need the weight of your pot and your hands. You do want to make sure you have a good grip of your pot, as when it's wet, it becomes slippery and there's a danger of it flying out of your hands and across the room, which means goodbye pot. Spinning the wheel quite fast and holding the pot against the pad for a few seconds at a time. Stop to check your progress often. It's very easy to oversand and end up damaging your pot further. You also might need to adjust your grip on your pot to make sure you're targeting the right area. Slowly, the diamond pad will sand down any remaining kiln cookie, and it also makes surprisingly short work of excess glaze. Keep checking and keep wetting your pot by dunking it back in your water. You may need to add more water to your pad too. It does make a very unpleasant grinding noise. That's normal. I've reduced the volume on this video to save your ears and so you can hear me talking to you. One of the most important things to check is that your pot sits flat on any surface and doesn't wobble around, as glaze drips can often make bases uneven. Now, the sanding process will subtly change the finish of the bottom of your pot, so do be aware of this, as some potters don't like that. But I figure it's the bottom and it makes the pot usable again. All these pots will be sold as seconds in my online shop. Finally, I will use this flexible diamond cloth with a fine mesh on the sanded areas. This helps to round off any sharp edges and soften the finish. Again, these aren't cheap, but it really helps, especially with pots with curved edges. That's how you save your pot from drippy disasters. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you again soon. Bye.